clearly today's look is it's a full glam, it's a neutral glam. I wanted to create a base and eye look that could go with any fall lip combo, and this is what I came up with. So I'm gonna give you guys an in-depth step-by-step makeup tutorial of this fall makeup. Before we start, don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and let's get into this tutorial. There's just something about fall and full glam makeup that just go hand in hand together. But one thing about me, makeup is always about balance. So I love to start with a glowy base and then use like a matte foundation. And I do have dry skin, but I can get away with it. So we're gonna start with the Say Glowy Super Gel in the shade Rose Glow, which is kind of like their rose gold color. And I'm gonna put this on my hand. I'm also gonna use the Say Kabuki brush just on the center of the face and on the highest point of the cheekbones, just like you would with powder highlighter. I'm putting it in the same exact place, but we're doing it before foundation so we can get that glow from within look. And I have dry skin, but I can still use matte products. The key is not to use too many matte products at once though, because for someone like me who has dry skin and say I do use too many matte products, what'll end up happening is I'll get overly shiny, way more shiny, greasy than I normally would. So I'm gonna be using the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Natural Matte Foundation. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one full pump and I'm gonna take it on the brush. I'm gonna spread it out on my hand so I can coat the whole entire brush. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna place it around my face before I blend it out, because I wanna be able to spread this one pump as far as possible. And I start in the center of my face because that's where I have the most redness. I have a lot of colors going on in my skin. I have freckles, I have redness. I don't really mind my freckles showing through. It's more so the redness that I'm trying to even out. So I'm just going to pull this out to the edges of my face. This is also gonna give you a much lighter looking base, so it doesn't look too heavy. It's not gonna be super full coverage, the foundation portion alone. I just wanna even out my skin tone. That's all I wanna do with this step. We're gonna get more full coverage later on, but right now I'm just using the foundation to really even out my skin tone and give me a nice canvas for the rest of my makeup. And I already forgot to do my eyebrows, so let's do those next. You guys will be seeing this product a lot. This is the Milk Makeup Kush High Roll Brow Tint Gel. Ever since I used it in the last video when I was like unsure about it, I've been obsessed. I haven't stopped using it since then. And what I love about it is it's just one product, but it gives me the exact brow look that I love. And I was using a brow pencil and a brow gel to achieve this look. So it's nice that I can just use just one product to achieve the perfect brow. And that's it for the brow. Super simple. And everything, all the products I'm using will be linked down below in the shade that I'm also using them. Also, the CC cream is so interesting because it's in the shade Neutral Tan, which I'm light medium neutral undertone, so I'm not sure like where they got tan from, but I would say it's a really good match for my skin right now. And my girl Stacy in my last video was talking about how IT Cosmetics products go a little yellow on her, and I kind of see that now. I do see like the yellow tone. I don't think it's horrible for me, but I do see that a little bit. This one for my brows, and I'm just gonna clean them up and make them look a little bit more defined by doing this step. Very important, such a small step, but such a mighty step. I used to never do my brows before my makeup. Like I hated that, and here we are. Growth. Okay, now I'm going to use bronzer. This is another thing I didn't used to do, but when I got tan over the summer, I started liking kind of bronzing up my skin before I put the concealer on, so I have just continued doing that. So the bronzer I'm gonna use today is actually from Milani Cosmetics. I still love the ABH Beauty Balm tint as a bronzer, but lately I have been using this Milani Cheek Kiss one in the actual bronzing shade, and the way that this performs like a high-end product gets me every single time. Milani, just, they know how to do it. So I'm just gonna put this on, and I'm gonna press this on, and you wanna make sure to always blend it towards the hairline and into the hairline, so you don't have like that bronzer helmet. And then on the cheeks, you're always gonna go higher than you think on the cheeks as well when it comes to bronzer. This is a bronzer, a true bronzer, because it's warm, not a bronzer. So I'm gonna keep it pretty high on the cheek. And I'm just going to use stippling motions like this because it is a creamy product, so it works best when you press it into the skin. And it looks so good. And you see that glow coming through from the Say Glowy Super Gel. Next, I'm gonna go in with concealer, and I'm just gonna do one dip from the product, should be enough. And I'm gonna put the concealer here. I'm not gonna put it right against my lash line because that's how we get a lot of creasing if you put the product right up against that lash line. I'm gonna put this in the center of the face. I also like to put the concealer first before the nose contour. So we're gonna go back, and then I put it here because this is where I get red. And then to give my face a little lift, I love to put the concealer here. So if you ever wondered why, it's because it gives my face a really nice lift. And I don't think I'll ever be, but never say never, a brush girly when it comes to blending in my concealer. I just love a sponge, and you know I love this Eco Tool sponge because it has this flat edge and also has a kitten paw edge, so it just fits against the face perfectly and lets me do all of my shaping that I love to do with concealer. Then I'm gonna blend this in, and then whatever's left, I start to take it to right under the lash line, but we don't wanna place the product there. And because I use a sponge to blend out the concealer, it's also going to pick up any excess concealer, which is a really good thing. You don't want too much concealer because that's when you start to get those creases and the cakiness under the eyes. Because concealer is a little bit heavier than foundation, it gives you more coverage, and the formulas just tend to be a little bit more heavy. I'm gonna do a little bit of nose contour with also Milani, but this is in the shade Hey Honey. It's a little more cool tone. I'm gonna take an angled blending brush and just do this. It's just gonna look more natural than the bronzer color. Perfect. Now we're gonna go in with some blush, and I just love to do blush after concealer because I like the look of blush, so I want that to pop on my face more so than concealer. So that's why I do it in the order that I do it. I know some people like putting on the blush and then putting on the concealer, and I'm using this shade. I feel like this is a really pretty shade for fall. I do have like fall tones that I like to use, so let me know if you want me to put a list together of like fall tones. Chic, and this is the Rare Beauty. It's from the collab with Selena Gomez's Hulu show. It's in the shade Resilience. It just looks like autumn. It looks like autumn leaves to me. Right above and into that bronzer. And if you ever feel like it's too much, you can go back in with the sponge and really just pounce over it with the other end so it can soak up any excess product. So this is the base pretty much. We've done all the liquids and creams, and now we're gonna start setting the face with powder. This is where the full glam really starts to kick in with powder. Don't be scared of powder. Powder is what makes the makeup super flawless. I do feel like using the right powders and using the right amount of powder can really take the makeup to full glam in just one step. I'm gonna make sure to remove any excess concealer in my fine lines. I'm gonna take a powder puff. This is how you get that really flawless full glam look, is using powder with a powder puff. When I want more coverage, more full glam, I like to use the Sephora Micro Smooth powder because this is technically a foundation pressed powder, so it's gonna have a lot of coverage. But if I just want to take down the shine and set my makeup, then I can use a translucent powder like this Essence one called All About Matte, but that's not the vibe I'm going for today. I'm going for full glam, so I'm gonna go in with the Sephora pressed powder. And I'm just really gonna powder where I put like the foundation and concealer, the center of the face. I wanna make sure the center of the face is matte, and so I'm gonna start going in under the eyes as well. And this is like my skin tone, so we're really just setting it down and giving extra coverage. And there's something about this Sephora Micro Smooth powder that makes the skin look super smooth. I mean, it is called Micro Smooth. And it's not, I wouldn't say it's heavy either. And this is what we mean by setting the makeup with some powder, just a little bit on the nose. But I always have these like shiny little things, so I always try to make sure to get it right in this crevice here. We don't want no shiny shine peeking through right there. And then I'm gonna use a blush, a powder blush, to set my liquid blush. You don't have to do this step, but I feel like it gives you more longevity in the makeup, and Yeah, this is in the Too Faced Candy Crush Cloud Crush blush in the shade Velvet. It's like the perfect muted peach. I really like this color. And I'm just gonna do pressing motions and really just set the blush. You're still gonna get some glow through the skin, but the makeup will just last longer by setting it. This makeup look is so good for fall makeup because it's a really neutral look. So it's gonna go with a lot of different lippies. And for me, lip combos is where I like to play for fall. I love to do vampy lip combos, brown lip combos, but I don't really like to play with like eyeshadow looks for fall. Let me know if you guys are the same. So I'm gonna start doing my eye makeup now, and I'm gonna go in with a warm tone bronzer through the crease. This is just gonna give my eyes some definition, and you can honestly just stop the look here if you want, because it's enough definition to give you a little oomph. I'm just gonna run this through my crease and the outer corner and really focus it in this inner corner as well, connecting it to that nose contour. You see the difference this makes just having the bronzer on here versus not having it? That's enough eyeshadow for me. It makes such a big difference in the makeup. Take it from the corner of the eye towards the tail of the brow to get a perfect lifted look for your eyeshadow. We're gonna take one of my all-time favorite palettes ever, the Jason Wu Matte Agave palette. I love this palette. If you're a beige girl from TikTok, light to medium, neutral undertone like me, this is going to be one of the best palettes for you, better than the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes, guaranteed. I'm gonna take a smaller blending brush and I'm gonna take this warm color right here. It's actually really similar to the tone of the bronzer, but it's just gonna add a little bit more depth because it is a little bit darker, and I'm using a smaller brush, so that's going to pack on the color a little bit more. It's gonna just intensify it. I'm gonna really focus it on this outer edge, this outer corner, and then start to bring it in the crease a little bit. And then again, from the corner of the eye, we're gonna start blending towards the tail of the brow. Also, the perfect eyeliner color in here, and it's this dark color right here. I'm gonna take it on this little brush, and I'm gonna start doing an eyeshadow wing. I'm gonna go from the corner of my eye, and I'm just gonna go up a little bit towards where the tail would meet. So along the same angle as my lower lash. And we're just making a little eyeshadow wing with this color, so it works really well against that warm crease. We're gonna grab a little bit of extra concealer and the concealer brush, and we're just going to put it under where we just placed that eyeshadow, and it just makes it look a little bit more crispy and lifted. Then I'm gonna take a flat shader brush and I'm gonna mix this pink tone with a little bit of the white, more of the pink. And I'm gonna start placing this on the open space in my lid that there's no shadow. And you see how my eyes fold? You would think that's my eyelid. That is my eyelid, but I actually wanna place this all the way up into my crease. My natural crease is higher than where my eyes fold. So my fold is kind of like a medium hooded eye. So I actually wanna put this color in my actual crease. And you can feel your crease by pressing the brush in. That's where your real crease is. Your crease isn't where your eyelid folds necessarily. For everyone, that's not always the case. So you wanna really feel it out. And if you go with your natural crease, your eye's gonna look a lot bigger versus if you just go where the eye folds. It's gonna close the eye off. And I'm just patting this on. I'm packing it on, packing it on. I'm not blending this one, I'm packing it because I want a little bit more color payoff. And this just kind of gives some contrast, gives a little bit more light to the eyes. And this is extra, you don't have to do this step, but I do like to take some brown liner, gel liner, and I'm gonna enhance that wing out there. You don't have to do the outer liner, but try doing it right here, right in this inner corner, and it's gonna make your eyelashes look thicker. Because I have no lashes there, so I'm gonna kind of fake it by adding this brown line, and it's gonna make my lashes look thicker. But just in this corner, I don't wanna put eyeliner on the whole entire eyelid because it's gonna make my eyes look smaller. So I wanna keep them more open looking. And that's really it for the eyes. I'm gonna put some mascara on. This is my favorite mascara, but I really need a new one. It's so dry. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Luscious Waterproof Mascara. I'm gonna coat my lashes really good, because honestly, you can wear this look without eyelashes, especially if you just take your time with your lashes. So I'm gonna take my time putting this on. While that dries, I am gonna put a little bit more powder under my eyes because I do really enjoy a bright under eye. And I like to brighten my under eye using powder versus using really light concealers. So if you want to leave it more everyday makeup friendly, you don't want it to be too much, there are things you can do. Like instead of using a foundation press powder, you can just use a translucent powder to set the face. That's one step on keeping it a little bit more everyday makeup friendly. And if you don't want to do a bright under eye, you don't have to do a bright under eye. You could definitely leave it like this or with a translucent powder and it is good to go. But I love bright under eye, and I have a few powders that I have been like rotating or using together, and I've been switching between Tower 28 and the Kosas, the new brightening powders that they both have. They kind of drop them at the same time. Kosas is a little bit more on the natural side. It's not as bright as the Tower 28. It also has a little bit of a glow from within, while Tower 28 is strictly matte. So whatever you're in the mood for, you can choose. I'm gonna go in with the Kosas one today, and I'm gonna use it with the brush that they gave with it because I actually have really been enjoying using it that way. So again, this one isn't as bright as the Tower 28, but it does still give you a really pretty, flawless, pinky under eye. And pink is like a brightening shade for a lot of skin tones. Another powder I've really been enjoying to brighten is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Setting Powder, but in the corrective shade Rose, another pink powder. And I like to use this with a makeup puff, the same one from earlier. This is what I mean, I've been doubling powders sometimes. Like this is a lot. This gives you that full glam makeup look, which not everyone wants. So you can definitely skip this step, but I am going on like semi-date night today, so I'm just gonna add it. If you're going somewhere, you're gonna be taking photos, like go in with the powder. Powder is what I feel like a lot of people are scared of, but that's also where you get that like makeup look, that full glam, that flawless, smooth makeup look. And then I'm gonna use a little bit of spray, and this is going to let those powders melt into my skin so they don't look like they're just sitting on top, which we do not want. This one is so light from Cali Ray. It almost doesn't even feel like anything is going on the face. That's why I really like it. And then if I had my press-on lashes, I would definitely use just one press-on lash. I cut up a lash so it is kind of like just one individual lash. I'm gonna put these on because again, I'm going out, so I just want a little oomph, but you can definitely make this a little bit more wearable, a little bit more everyday, and not put a lash on. And because I put lashes on of any sort, I can put bottom mascara on. I cannot wear bottom mascara if I don't have lashes on because I feel like my bottom lashes compete with my top lashes and it just looks kind of weird. It doesn't look balanced, so I don't like to do it if I don't have like a little lash up top. And this is the perfect base for any fall lippy. It's a little bit more on the soft glam, neutral glam, full glam side. You can take pieces from it that you want to make it work for your makeup style. And now, of course, we're gonna do a vampy lip because that was the whole entire point of coming up with this look, the eyes and the base. Makeup Forever Limitless Brown in the extreme version. This is also a really good color to do eyeliner with as well. For today's lippy, we're gonna be using Rare Beauty in the shade Wise. I really like the way Rare Beauty lipsticks smell. They're very like fragrant and kind of fruity. This is such a pretty color for fall. This is the fall makeup look. I'm trying so hard to be delusional enough to think that if I dress like fall, it will be fall outside. Like even this scarf, I'm ready. I'm ready for all of the fall vibes, okay? So yeah, this is the final makeup look, the perfect base and eye makeup to go with any fall lip combo of your liking. Let me know what you guys think of this look. Where are all my full glam, soft glam, neutral glam girlies, because this you guys will love. I hope you guys enjoyed this step-by-step in-depth makeup tutorial, and you guys try this look at home, of course, or learn something from today's makeup lesson. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. So I forgot to mention that this makeup will photograph so beautifully. So if you're taking cute fall photos, this is the makeup that you want to do. Okay, bye.